Hello, good evening. How are you? And how was your week? Can you imagine we're already in week number 5 and today's lesson is on forgiveness. Everyone have someone to forgive and you also need forgiveness. But today we have a special guest that I just want to bring to us that is here with us, Genia Kosi. Is our communication manager. Please, could you welcome her to our transformation table?
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Jenny. You have any word for us? Thank you for sharing your time and jumping in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for welcoming me to your group. And I'm so thankful that each of you have committed to these 6 weeks of learning more about the values-based leadership lessons. And this week is a powerful one on forgiveness. So I am excited that you all are here. And after you've completed the group today, I'll come back on and I'd love to hear some stories if you have any that you'd like to share. And thank you again, Angie, for welcoming me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you and I appreciate you taking out your time. I know it's morning. So here in US, morning for you. So thank you so much. So guys, before we go in, let's just listen to a video from John C Maxwell on forgiveness, like we always do. Like we always do, I'll just share my screen and we go over to it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I did.
Yes. Not audible, please.
We can hear that.
Hello.
You said
Hello.
you
Hello, coach.
yes.
We cannot hear.
It's not audible.
We
It's not
cannot
audible.
hear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me stop and share again. Stop and share with sound. Can you hear now?
No.
Today's word on Minute with Maxwell is forgiveness. It is a life-changing word, and here's how I know that. We do, through Equipping the John Maxwell Leadership Foundation, 2 of my nonprofit companies, we do roundtables in which we teach values. And one of the values in our roundtables is forgiveness. And when we ask people who have gone through 16 weeks of learning, studying, discussing, sharing, talking about values, when we ask them, which value was the most life-changing to you? Probably 90% of them say that the week that we talked about forgiveness. There's something about being forgiven. There's something about offering forgiveness that brings transformation in the life of a person. Because if I need to be forgiven and you come and you forgive me, it not only creates an instant bond with you, but it gives me just a new page, a fresh, clean page to write on, to work on. If I forgive you, that's what's beautiful about forgiving someone else is you not only free them up, but you free yourself up. I free myself up when I forgive you, and no longer do I have to carry any emotional baggage because I've freed you up, I've let you go. So forgiveness is a transformational, life-changing word. And I can promise you right now, every one of you watching Minute with Maxwell today, someone is in our life that we need to either forgive or we need to be forgiven by a person. So whichever side you are on, the forgiveness side or I need to be forgiven side, doesn't matter. I hope you experience it. I hope you practice it. I hope you take action on it. Because once you feel forgiven, once you have given forgiveness, it frees you up to live the life that you are intended to live. Thanks for being with me today on Minute with Maxwell.
Thank you so much, so. How was it? How was it? How was it? Okay, so do anyone have something to share with us for the last lesson that we, the lesson of integrity? So what action did you commit last week? What were your results before we go into the lesson of forgiveness? Integrity was last week. Does anyone have anything to share with us? Yeah. Okay, so who is going? Okay, go ahead.
My door locked me inside today. Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of people are.
Okay, Marcus, you can share with us. And anybody have something to share on the lesson of integrity last week? Remember what I said? Anybody? None of us. There's something for me that I remembered I said about integrity. He says, Socrates once said that the first key to greatness is to be in reality what we appear to be. Living the integrity life leads to a life of wholeness. And John Maxwell says something, he says, reputation is what people think we are. Integrity is what we really are. In other words, integrity is one who we are when no one else is looking at us. So that person that you are when no one else is looking at us, that is who you are. So on that note, we just go into the lesson for today. Lesson for today, lesson number 5. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. We are in the week 5. It says forgiveness. Forgiveness empowers you to live with a light heart. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. This was by Louis S. Smedes. We already shared a video, or you saw the video on WhatsApp or somewhere, where the lady, I think he came, the lady was holding the guy on his shoe, on his slippers, and the guy couldn't move, and the lady couldn't move, only to realize that when she released the guy, she was able to move, and the guy was able to move. That is how forgiveness is. Forgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other fellow to be affected. We all, as individuals, have someone we need to forgive, and we also have someone that needs to forgive us. In the book of Winning with People, John Maxwell offered the word of wisdom from Glenn Clark. He said, if you wish to travel far and fast, you travel light. Take off all your envies, jealousy, unforgiveness, selfishness, and fear. You will travel light as an individual, living with a light heart. Grudge, free of grudge and regret is one key to positive relationship and personal contentment. John Maxwell reminds us in the at his age, 51, when he suffered a heart attack, a team of doctors feverishly worked to save John's life, and he awaited to find out if he would live or die. He reflected on the amazing truth. John said, as I lay in the hospital bed that night, I knew without a doubt that I would look back on my life with no regret. If you have given me a phone so that I could take care of my unfinished business, I'm not sure who I would call. So if you desire to travel light by having forgiving heart, no unfinished business, then think about the following. But before we jump into that, forgiveness is something that we all need. As a person, we all need to work on it. We all have someone we need to forgive, and let go. We all have someone that needs to forgive us so that we can travel light. Could you imagine? Just looking back, you live a life of no regret. Is it difficult? Yes. But then what do? We travel. These days I've come to learn of myself, to worry less and just forgive people. Will the same people that you are forgiving do the same thing? Yes. But then will you already made up your mind that you will forgive them? I remember when I was going into a marriage counseling before I got married some 12, 13 years ago. And they asked me a question like, what will your wife do that you will not forgive? And the minister in charge just said, it is better that you already forgive her, even before she commit the offense. Then it's easier. Remember when we learned the lesson of value every person. So you already know that you've given that room, but with that room already that you have given, with the person misuses, yes, but you have to create your boundary. That boundary, is working on your own emotion, that no matter what that person do, it does not affect your own health. In fact, that jealousy affects people's health. Unforgiving, your heart is heavy. But when you look at somebody, you say, of course, we have a high reputation for people. But when they come below of that reputation, what do? You have to live with what you have. So if you desire to travel light by having a forgiving heart, no unfinished business. If you look back in your life, if I look back in my life, yes, there are some things I regret about. But each day as a person, I've come to live with it and to work on it. Forgiveness is always your choice. I love this one. Forgiveness is always your choice. It is my choice to forgive you for the wrong that you have done. I don't need to hold any grudge. So it is your choice to forgive anybody. There is an old saying that said, unforgiveness towards someone is like drinking a poison and waiting for them to die. When we told onto old wound or old grudges, we are in essence choosing to keep a wound that prohibits us from being fully healthy. I said that before, it's like drinking a poison and waiting for them to die. So if you embrace anger, resentment, bitterness, we will never be able to truly heal from our hearts. You will never be able to fully live. Only by choosing to forgive can we begin the healing process. I know a lot of people has hurt you, a lot of people has hurt me, but I've begun the healing process every day, day by day. I work on myself. It may sound cliche, but forgiveness is medicine for the soul. Just like laughter is medicine to the heart, forgiveness is medicine to the soul. If you see someone that has an unforgiving spirit, the person, I look around, you will see like the person is always dry. I keep telling you, he's always dry. Every time he's just trying to hold it up. But if you see someone that has a free heart, a free soul, does she or he keeps boundary? Yes, but the person is robust. You see people, we say always, sometimes we say far people are the happier people. They they are happier. They are always laughing. Everyone wants to stay around a happy person, because it affects your own heart. So today, our message on Change Your World is that, look, we have people that have hurt us. You have also hurt people. We have to learn forgiveness. Medicine we all need if we want to live to our fullness. That is forgiveness. We all need if we want to live on our full life. Failing to forgive is like carrying a heavy luggage. You're just carrying the person. As we experience travelers, as we all travel to Kenya, some travel to Nigeria, some travel to London, some travel to United States of America. So we all carry travelers' luggage. The more suitcase you carry, the heavier they are, the more difficult it is for you to travel. Just imagine, when you're traveling, you buy so many things. But when you're coming back, you travel like that, you find out like you can be able to street link, and you're not bothered about your luggages. So that is the same way forgiveness is. It is far easier to walk a long distance without carrying anything. I listened to Nas, on YouTube. He said anything that cannot go with him to the mountain, he does not buy. So for over 2 years, he has not purchased anything. So because he wants to be able to carry the thing and travel to the mountaintop. So navigate a crowded station, if you want to travel, if you have load or you're traveling with kids, like if I'm traveling alone, I'll travel easier, faster. But if I'm traveling with my family, with my kids, it's always struggle at the terminal. You make your way, through an airport terminal faster when you travel light than when you are carrying a lot of weight. I'll be watching my children, I'll be watching whichever. Did you miss any luggage? Whatever you are talking about, literally success, emotional baggage. The key to moving forward is to get rid of anything you don't need. This is what I do. I do a clean out. We say we do toxic our mind and our liver. Do a clean out. Right? Is there anybody in my life that I need to forgive? You pick up that call, you find out that you see, that's why people, when they forgive others, they feel like there is a burden that have been lifted up from their heart. As a leader, when you go into your office, when be in a relationship or in your office, people will offend you. Of course, because they are coming from a different background. They are coming from a different situation. So their understanding is different. Their communication is different, because of based on where they are coming from. You can see someone that has been coming from a toxic relationship might be toxic. That's why hurt people always hurt others. If you find out that you see people that always, you just why this person is like this? Why is he always like this? So you understand then that, look, for you as a person, you need to, in your office environment, in your home environment, in your work environment, in your relationship with people, you need to remove those toxic relationships. You need to remove those toxic baggages, emotional baggage that keep moving forward to get rid of anything. So get rid of them. Carrying that ugliness, pain, and scar of unaddressed issue will prevent you from seeing yourself or anyone else with clarity. Just imagine you heard something about Margaret, or Margaret heard something about Angie. She just carrying it because she has not been able to ask me, look, I heard this thing. That, that will prevent him from whatever. If I'm talking now, maybe I'm talking, she heard something negative about me, then I'm talking this topic now about this. Automatically, the thing she will see is the picture of what they told her. So as a person, what do you see? What are you going to see? So what you're seeing should be what that is going to affect your life. Okay? That is what is going to affect your life as a person. So the scar, the unaddressed issue. So today, do you have any unaddressed issue in your life? Do you have any unaddressed issue? If you have, you can just imagine it to say that, look, this thing is not going to hold me down. It's not going to hold me down. You are going to make a change in your life. Okay? We are all going to make changes in our life to prevent us from carrying this heavy load because we want to travel far. releasing yourself from the wound of the past is essential to moving forward. You understand? I always say when people hurt you and you finally be able to communicate and both of you understand each other, you find out that everyone, oh, it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything. So you all travel, you just release your soul. You can think, you can breathe. You understand? You're healed from the past. That will make you to move forward. You can choose to walk the excellent path. It's a choice. Remember, forgiveness is a choice. There are 3 paths we can take when it comes to our relationship. The easy path, which allow us to treat people how we feel like. You know, some people treat people how they feel like. You know, or the better path, which require us to treat people the same way they treat us. But the excellent path, which require us to treat people better than they treat us. That is the excellent path. That is what I've chosen as a person. You know, do you have to change someone? No, but you have to choose to treat people better than they treat you. Okay, you don't relate with people the way they relate to you. You know, that allows you. Okay, or which you are better part is like the lesson we say, treat others the way you want to be treated. As a person, as a word leader, as a change your word influencer and participant in this transformation table, people should be able to understand in your office, in your home, in some of you that goes to church or some of us that go to church or in our community, you know, even in the Kenya community, people should be able to understand, oh, when someone speaks to you wrongly or with a harsh word, you come back and say, why did you talk to me like that? You know, you come back and you don't treat them, you don't go gaga with the person, you know, just say, okay, why should you talk trash to me? So we don't say that as person that have gone through this transformation lesson. You know, traveling light means traveling the excellent path in all situations. Sometimes something John Maxwell learned from his father, Marvin. Marvin is John Maxwell's father, who was also his mentor, once said, when someone asked Marvin his opinion about a man known to have said unkind thing about him, Marvin replied, I think he's a good man. I remember someone in my office always said, Angie, everyone is nice to you. Everyone is good to you. Yes, because I have chosen to ignore people's character. Because in the office setting, you just find out that people will always behave in the current situation. Do I need to send email? I need to send, yes. Do it need to be the way they want it to be? Yes. How can that be? The question asked, you know, he said such a terrible thing about you. Someone says terrible thing about Margaret or Martin or, you know, or Susan. He say, no problem. What someone says about you doesn't always have to be the truth or it's not the truth. So he doesn't always need to reply. Well, Marvin replied, you asked me what I thought of him, not what he thought of me. So what anybody thinks of you is their own business. It all matters of who you are, because as far as you have a clear conscience and who you are, you will go far. You can be able to impact your community. You can be able to impact your world. There are few things in life that are free, like practicing the art of forgiveness. See, this lesson, like we've seen, is one of the most powerful lessons that I've come to learn in a transformation table and a value table, the lesson of forgiveness, that I keep working day by day. When you can choose to forgive, you let go of emotional baggages, you walk in the path of excellency, you will always on your path of making your life the best you can. So what some of the benefits that we're going to see, as we always do, I'm going to share my screen so that we'll see some of the benefits that we have. Okay. Some of the benefits that we have to share. Can we see the screen now? So when you embrace forgiveness, you know, you will experience the following. Okay, so Mark Chris, you're next to read. Benefit number 1.
Okay, number 1, you will improve your psychological well-being.
Wow, thank you so much. You will improve your psychological well-being. If you see, I remember there's someone that helped me so much, like 15 years ago, 15 or 14 years ago, someone that helped me so much, when I see that person, I automatically, I'm telling you as a person, I get bitter. That person hurt me. The person might not even know what he did to me because it's a he. But, once I see the person, there's a resentment. But every day, I keep working on myself. I kept on working on myself. And now, if I see the person, before, several years ago, when I saw the person, I don't feel anything anymore because I've been able, that was even before Change Your World, that was even before I knew it. Because when I read one book, he said, forgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the person to die. The person that hurt you, he might not even know, and that is the way he has been brought up, and that's the way he is. Okay? So I don't think Donald is here. Lynette, read action number 2, benefit of forgiveness.
Right. Benefits. Right. Number 2.
Yes.
You feel a sense of peace as you let go of pain and anger.
Thank you so much, Lynette. You feel a sense of peace, and pain. You just see someone that someone is drinking medicine, or your heart because you've not forgiven someone. So today, as what changer, as someone duped in relationship or your business, or just write down their name. Take up, there's someone that duped me several years ago. Will I get the money back? No. Am I planning to get the money back? Yes, if it comes. Yeah, because they who. But I've written before I said I'm going to arrest the person, blah, 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 and all those things. But I've come to learn that I let go. As far as there is life, there is hope, and I will get more. So, Susan, number 3, benefit of forgiveness. Susan, number 3. Okay, Susan is not. Susan, are you there? Glory, you're the next. Number 3.
You will see yourself and others with increased clarity.
Thank you so much, Gloria. You will see yourself, others with greater clarity. If you have now removed that resentment in the person, you will see yourself clear. Okay, thank you so much, Gloria. Margaret, number 4.
You will be able to treat others better than they treat you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You will be able to treat others better than they treat you. Can you imagine someone is just treating you bad and you just ignore and think? Okay, I'll jump. Olu, can you read number 5? You're there?
Number 5, you'll be able to live a life without unfinished business.
Okay, you heard. Thank you so much, Olu. Remember what John Maxwell said that when he was lying on the bed, he said if they give him a pen to write, when he had at the age of 55, when he had the heart attack, what he was going to do, he said he didn't have any unfinished business. Okay, so as we live day by day, we refuse to have unfinished business. Okay, Susan, can you read number 6 if you're there now? Okay, so if Susan is not there, I'll read number 6. You will be able to ask for forgiveness from others. If you are able to forgive someone, you can ask for forgiveness. You have come to the awareness that yes, you can also offend someone. We are in this world, yes, you can also offend someone. So steps to follow in forgiving, we're going to start again, as always, on my screen. Mark with step to follow. Step number 1 to follow for forgiveness.
Okay, step number 1, forgive others. Choose to make today the day that you move forward in forgiveness and release the past and release. Just a minute. And release. 1 minute. I minimize my, okay. Number 1, forgive others. Choose to make today the day that you move forward in forgiveness and release the grip of the past on your life. You must choose to set aside your pride and not allow it to hold you back from granting forgiveness. Realize that depending on the severity of the pain, you may have to make the choice to forgive several times before you are truly at peace.
Thank you so much, Mark Chris. I appreciate that. This lesson, if you can download it, you have it already because you are a member. You can go over and read them again. You say you can forgive. Of course, like I said, the story, you're able to forgive the person several times. People will talk to you, say you first of all, you can find a reason why you should forgive the person, but you have to set boundary. If someone wants, you have to set boundary that is not, no matter what the person did, you're not going to let that place pass the area that you are seeing. Okay, depending on the severity, you must have to make choice to forgive several times before you can truly have peace. It's a dating. Forgiveness is daily. You forgive daily. You remember some of us are Christians here, and someone asked Jesus in the Bible, say, how many times do I have to forgive someone? He says 70 times 7. But that is what we move forward, whoever. Okay, so action number 2. Lynette, you're next on my screen. Number 2, ask for forgiveness.
Ask for forgiveness. Number 2. To ask for forgiveness, one requires you to set aside your pride. It means you have to become vulnerable, but it's often the one thing. But it's often the one thing needed to restore a broken relationship. Relationships are worth restoring. So take that first step towards the other person and ask them to forgive your part in their conflict. That's your part. It's their choice whether or not to forgive you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lynette, you set aside your pride. Some people always, I have people say, I have my pride. You set aside your pride in a broken relationship. You make up your mind, is it worth restoring? Because there are some relationships that are not worth restoring. But first of all, you have to ask yourself, if this one worth restoring, if you have a relationship with your spouse or with your mother or that, you have to, no matter what, there is blood covenant. So you have to set aside your pride, because forgiveness does better for you. So you as a person, as a world changer, you have to take the first step towards the other person and ask them to forgive you on the conflict. Yes. So whether the person, once you ask for genuinely, this is being genuine. Once you ask genuinely the person to forgive you, your heart, if you're genuine about it, your burden are lightened. Whether the person forgive you or not, that is their own business. So number 3, Margaret, is your turn. Forgive yourself.
Perhaps the hardest thing for us to do is forgive ourselves. Nobody is perfect, and each of us make mistakes. Accept that and strive today to forgive yourself for past mistakes and quit carrying them as emotional baggage. Be sure to also record the lesson you can learn from your mistake and write down how to apply those lessons moving forward.
Thank you so much, Margaret. He said, this one is one thing that I've been working on myself as a person. I've spoken to my mentor, I've spoken to also have coach that, that I have people that I need to forgive myself for the mistake I made. We all made mistakes. Yes, I've made mistake in my life that, I regret. I look back, I say, how did I do this? But I didn't have the right information then. So now, if I am in the place I am, I wouldn't make that mistake. So the best thing to do is not to beat yourself down, especially when you go into a wrong relationship or when you invest wrongly. So you have to, for you to move forward, you have to forgive your own self. You know, most people, I say, hurt people always hurt others. So you have to forgive yourself. First, there's this baggage, you know, past mistake, you just carry them. I find out that I've been carrying them baggage and it's weighing me down. But all of a sudden, I find out that I'm releasing them. Am I a work in progress? Yes, I'm releasing them day by day. So now, these are the steps we need to do. Number one, remember, you have to forgive yourself. Then number two, I ask you if there is anyone in Kenya, in anywhere you around the world that you need to forgive. In Qatar, you ask the person for, okay, look, I didn't understand what you said, and that, okay, can you ask for forgiveness genuinely? That's number two. I say, forgive others. Will people hurt you? Yes, but you have to set a boundary so that people will not hurt you anymore. Okay? Thank you so much. So some of the forgiveness, some of it, evaluation and reflection. You know, like we always do, you say, who do you know that give? Why do you know? What is your rating on forgiveness? You know, when I did this, I think 2 years ago, I was maybe in the middle or in 4, but I know I've moved on to 7 now in my rating. Why do I give myself this rating? Because there are people that have hurt me, you know, that I thought I would not forgive, but I just let go and set the boundary. Okay, what benefit would I receive by improving my rating? The benefit that we receive from improving my rating on forgiveness as I keep growing, as I want to, is to live light, you know, to live free, you know, free of myself, so that I can be able to see clearly. You know, sometimes you don't see the action of that person. It's something behind him. Who do I know that exemplifies this quality? And what do I admire most about that person? The person I know that exemplifies this quality is my father. Okay, what does he admire most about him? You know, just like someone can tell you in the office that, oh, there is nothing they can do that hurts you, or there's nothing. You say everybody is your friend, but nobody is your friend. You know, that is what I admire. Not just people talking about good about you, but then you have been able to engrave this word of forgiveness into you. So what specific action you need to take that will improve your rating? I look back again, there's someone I saw recently that hurt me on LinkedIn. Today I saw that he's having a business. I didn't put a like on the person. So what am I going to do? Once after this lesson, I'm going to go to his LinkedIn post that he made concerning his company and put a like, you know, and that is releasing. What have I seen the person after that? Yes, but I have taken time, even before now, I've taken time also. The last time I saw the person, I greeted him. I just say, hey, good morning, sir. The guy was rejecting because he knew like maybe he did something wrong to me, but I have not been able to, that I was going to react. But for me as a person, I refuse to hold any word. So first point you have to do is just to write the name, just write the name of the people that you need to forgive, or someone that you need to ask for forgiveness. Remember, like I said, remember that there is everyone, each of us have someone that have hurt us or someone that we need to forgive. So we have to forgive someone. Forgiveness is a tool. So is there anyone that wants to share something about this forgiveness before Jenny comes in and we just wrap it up for today? You know, this has been this lesson, and this I've learned this over time, but each time I go through this lesson of forgiveness, it always brings memories that are like right now I'm sharing maybe heavy, and but it let me know that look, I can forgive anyone. Now, right now, after finishing, I've not spoken to one of my brother for a very long time. I'm going to take up a call, you know, and call him. There's someone also in Qatar. He didn't hurt me. I didn't hurt me. I'm not sure, but I've not seen him for a very long time. I said, okay, I've not seen him since, but I see his post. He's enjoying, but he has not been coming to the environment where I stay or something. But I'm going to call to check up on him. That's how I'm going to improve my own rating. That's how I'm going to work. But remember, as you forgive, you have to set boundaries. Don't miss this point so that the person will not hurt you anymore. Someone will come, maybe come and give you a love scam story and take money, and then you come back again, the same thing recycle. No, you have to say, hey, no, we are not going to do this. I'm forgiving you, but look, I'm not going to give you that space to hurt me. So that is what each of us is going to do. Remember, we all have someone we need to forgive. So anyone have something to share with us on this lesson, especially this lesson of forgiveness? It has been a mind-blowing, it has been an eye-opener for me. Donald, are you back with us? Donald, are you there? Okay, Donald is still there. He said he has some things to take care of. But why? That's why I like this meeting. It's being recorded, so we can go back and rewatch it and have it, rewatch it and learn from it. So anyone have something to share? I don't want to just be talking, because remember, I'm only the facilitator for this. I am not, this is not my coaching class. I have a coaching class, but this one is not my coaching class. And that. Okay, Margaret, thank you so much for stepping forward. You're looking good. Nice glasses anyway.
Thank you. Okay, good evening again. I want to talk about forgiving others. I remember some few years back, those knows me well. When you do something to me, I used to take it very personal. Every time I hear their names, or I come across their picture, or on the social media, see their posts, I used to feel my heart beat have changed. I will feel the pain I feel the same time they did something bad to me. And that cost me a lot, because then I came to realize that the more you take, you keep that pain from within you. You keep that pain within you. It hurts you more than it hurt the people who wrong you. So I start forgiving people. Even if I'll not talk to you, I'll forgive you, and I will keep some step back from you. If you used to be my friend, I'll start associating with you. If you're my family, I'll try to avoid anyhow we can come and argue or do something to each other that is not good. Like I had this sister of mine, my younger sister. She used to disrespect my mom, and we had issue. I remember there's a time we met at my mom's house, and we are moving around and we are not talking to each other. And then I came to realize that for her, she doesn't care if I'll talk to her. She was okay for me. She was ready for us to talk again. But for me, I was saying, no, I cannot do that. Whatever you did, it's not good. And it hurt me a lot. But the moment I forgive her, I start having peace with me. Every time I want to talk to her, to hear, to ask about her and all that. It also happened to one of my friends who's here. And we are the best friend ever. So forgiving others is the best thing you can do to yourself, not to those people who have wronged you, but to yourself, because you'll have peace. Whether they forgive you or not, or whether they want you to be their friends again, that does not matter. What matters is your peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful one. And I gave you a heart for that. Remember this, I said in this our table is where everyone learn, we share each other. We are not here to judge. I thank you for being very open and honest. That is what I'm trying to achieve in this our transformation table, that we are open and honest to each other. You know, we have been able to share one another. He said this table is a place where everyone help everyone to improve. We are here to improve. You are here to help me. I'm here to help you, just like this lesson of forgiveness that we have learned, is so amazing. It's so amazing. So on that note, before I said, one thing we have to reflect on the forgiving is that it's always your choice. It's always your choice. So don't hold back on old grudges. I hear this testimony or story that came to mind. A preacher was preaching in his church, and he noticed that these two sisters, one was sick and one has a gallbladder or a swollen on his neck. But both of them have never talked. As the pastor of the church, he was always looking and watching them and wondering what was happening. So one day he was standing at the pulpit, while he was ministering. So he saw that there was only one seat left, and this other sister was going to sit down, but he noticed that, this other sister is just the space near him, and he just looked. You're walking, you want to sit down, you just walk and look. That was the person that is going to sit down. So he just stood up, and he didn't want to sit. I was walking away to stand at the eye of the service. Then the person that was ministering, the pastor now said, hey, stop it there. He said, both of you, you have to reconcile, or you get out of my church. That this is not where you can have envy and quarrel. But can you imagine that? And this man has been fasting, has been praying for both of them, for one, to heal the sickness. But just imagine that immediately both of them now hugged each other in the presence of everybody and started crying. And why they were crying? The one that have a swollen on his neck, the swollen disappeared instantly. While they were holding. But this was something that she has been carrying for several years. But that disappeared. So that is one thing that forgiveness does to us. You understand? It lightens yourself. It removes those things from us. Okay? So that was wonderful, Margaret. Thank you so much. Any other person have, as we wrap up, you can please on your camera for our usual picture while we wait for our guest. So I think she's going to jump in again to have a final word. For some of us that have not registered, Susan, you've not been able to register in this table. We are not here to judge anyone. Thank you for sharing that. This is a table where everyone helps one another. You can see the lesson of forgiveness. Remember, just write someone that you need to forgive and let go. Okay, we have our guest now is back with us. And we've shared two stories, Jenny, before you jumped in back. This one was really quite amazing and touching. So you have any word for us? We will take a group photograph, then we now can on your camera, everyone. And then as much then you can share with us, then I will stop the video so that people can also feel free. For the one that we shared, I will not put it on the recording, and because this is our group. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yes, did you want me to share something?
Yes, if you have something.
Okay, great. I just wanted to let you all know that if you are open to having your story, even a small quick win, how you used an action step from the transformation tables, maybe a success story of how it impacted your family, how it impacted a friend of yours, how it impacted you, any of those stories. They could be short, they can be long. You can type it and send it through the success story link in our tables. You'll see it on your dashboard, or you can make a short video and send it to us. We just love those stories and we share them with the community if you're open to that. And Angie, if you share your recording, if they're open to that, we would love to have that, and you can send it to me by email. But I just was here in case there was any questions that you had, or if you have any stories that you wanted to share with me that Angie could record here and we could submit those for sharing with other people. We just want to spread the word. We have a big virtual summit coming up on May 19th. it's a little bit late for you guys because it's at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's in the evenings for you. But we're excited to just share these with as many people as we can. So your story, your inspiring story might inspire someone else to want to join Transformation Tables because of the growth you've seen or because of the difference you've seen in your life.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone that have joined so far.